Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Krishna Chaitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on December 11th, 2022 in Sri Mayapur, India.
Bangun langaya diri Sri Guru Dina Tharinam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. The mic is coming, right?
Today we are continuing with the compilation of the Sri Krishna Chaitanya book, and the chapter is entitled as Muslim Chaudhary arrests Raghunath Das and chastises him with oral vibrations, under the section The Meeting of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Raghunath Das Goswami. Sri Gauranga Lila Smarana Mangala Stotram 64. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, translation to the verse. Conquered by his devotional service with a father's love, he directly taught Raghunath Das Goswami the truth of devotional service. At the last part of his pastimes by the shore of the sea, he made Raghunath Das his servant. I meditate on Lord Gauranga, the friend of they who take shelter of his feet.
Haribol.
Lord Chaitanya is a personification of mercy.
Lord Chaitanya is the personification of mercy. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Lila 6.1.
Oh. Yeah.
রঘুনাথকে স্বরূপে অর্পণ অনন্তর আত্মসাৎকারী গৌরের প্রণাম।
With the robes of his causeless mercy, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu employed a trick to deliver Raghunath Das Goswami from the blind well of contemptible family life. He made Raghunath Das Goswami one of his personal associates, placing him under the charge of Swarup Damodar Goswami. I offer my obeisances unto him. Krishnadas Kaviraj is offering his obeisances to Raghunath Das Goswami,
who received the special mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Lila 6.3.
নীলাচলে গৌর লীলা এই মতো গৌরচন্দ্র ভক্তগণ সঙ্গে নীলাচলে নানা লীলা করে নানা রঙ্গে।
Thus, Lord Gaurachandra performed various pastimes with his associates at Jagannath Puri in varieties of transcendental pleasure.
Whether one is a grihastha or in the renounced order of life.
Whether one is a grihastha or in the renounced order of life,
they should be enjoying transcendental pleasure.
they should be enjoying transcendental pleasure
As the goal in their life.
Hare Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Lila 6.4.
স্বভক্তের ক্লেশ আশঙ্কায় স্বীয় কৃষ্ণ বিরহ দুঃখ সঙ্গোপন যদ্যপি অন্তরে কৃষ্ণ বিয়োগ বাদয়ে বাহিরে না প্রকাশ হয় ভক্ত দুঃখ ভয়ে।
Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt pangs of separation from Krishna, he did not manifest his feelings externally, for he feared the unhappiness of his devotees.
The Lord Chaitanya and them for different purposes.
Lord Chaitanya had invented for different purposes.
And the external purpose was to spread the Sankirtan movement.
The external purpose was to spread the Sankirtan movement.
The internal purpose was to experience the love of devotees for Krishna.
And the internal purpose was to experience the love of devotees for Krishna.
And naturally, in the latter days in Jagannath-puri,
And naturally in Radhadesh and Jagannath Puri,
he was absorbed in separation of the Lord.
he was absorbed in separation of the Lord.
But he showed that externally, devotees may feel very sad.
But if he showed that externally, the devotees may feel very sad.
He was alive with feeling that he shot externally.
The Lord was feeling that separation, but
Although the Lord was feeling that separation, he didn't show it externally.
although the Lord was feeling that separation, he didn't show it externally. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya-lila 6.5.
সুতীব্র কৃষ্ণ বিচ্ছেদ দুঃখে প্রভুর অবর্ণনীয় ব্যাকুলতা। উৎকট বিরহ দুঃখ যাবে বাহিরায়, তবে যে বৈকল্য প্রভুর বর্ণনা না যায়।
The transformations undergone by the Lord when he manifested severe unhappiness due to separation from Krishna cannot be described.
Lord Chaitanya's absorption in separation of Krishna
Lord Chaitanya's absorption and separation of Lord Krishna
was so intense
that
the author, Krishna Chaitas, he was not feel capable of expressing it.
The author, Krishnadas Kaviraj, he does not feel capable of expressing that. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya-lila 6.6.
বিপ্রলম্ব দশায় রায়ের কৃষ্ণ কথা সংলাপ ও স্বরূপের জ্ঞানই প্রভুর জীবাতু। রামানন্দের কৃষ্ণ কথা স্বরূপের গান, বিরহ বেদনায় প্রভু রাখয়ে পরাণ।
When the Lord acutely felt pangs of separation from Krishna, only Sri Ramananda Roy's talks about Krishna and the sweet songs of Swarup Damodar kept him alive.
How Lord Chaitanya survived with pangs of separation.
How Lord Chaitanya survived these pangs of separation
It's described here.
is described herein. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya-lila 6.7.
বহু লোক সঙ্গে নানাবিধ কৃষ্ণ প্রসঙ্গে বিরহ গুরুত্বের লাঘব, রাত্রিতে নির্জনে কৃষ্ণ বিরহ দুঃখ বৃদ্ধি। দিনে প্রভু নানা সঙ্গে হয় অন্নমন, রাত্রিকালে বারে প্রভুর বিরহ বেদন।
Because the Lord associated with various devotees during the day, his mind was somewhat diverted. But at night, the pangs of separation from Krishna increased very rapidly.
Any of those separation are transcendental.
The feelings of separation are transcendental.
Lord Chaitanya was experiencing this transcendental emotion.
And Lord Chaitanya was experiencing this transcendental emotion
And the night when he was with his confidential devotees.
in the night when he was with his confidential devotees. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila 6.8.
স্বরূপ ও রামরায়ের তদ্ভাব উপযোগী বচন ও গান দ্বারা প্রভুকে আশ্বাসন। তার সুখ হেতু সঙ্গে রহে দুই জনা, কৃষ্ণ রস শ্লোক গীতে করেন সান্ত্বনা।
Two people, Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar Goswami, stayed with the Lord to pacify him by reciting various verses about Krishna's pastimes and by singing appropriate songs for his satisfaction.
Lord Chaitanya's satisfaction was achieved by hearing the wonderful pastimes and songs of Lord Krishna.
Lord Chaitanya's satisfaction was achieved by hearing the various songs and pastimes of Lord Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila 6.9.
কৃষ্ণের যেমন সবল সখা, প্রভুরও তেমন রাম রায়। সবল জয়ছে পূর্বে কৃষ্ণ, সুখের সহায়। গৌর সুখ দান হেতু তৈছে রাম রায়।
Previously, when Lord Krishna was personally present, Subala, one of his coward boyfriends, gave him happiness when he felt separation from Radharani. Similarly, Ramananda Roy helped give happiness to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Lord Chaitanya was experiencing this intense separation.
Lord Chaitanya was experiencing this intense separation.
And Ramananda Raya, so Damodar were giving him relief.
And Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar were giving him relief. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila 6.10.
শ্রী রাধার যেমন ললিতা সখী, প্রভুরও তেমন স্বরূপ দামোদর। পূর্বে জৈসে রাধার ললিতা সহায় প্রদান, তৈছে স্বরূপ গোসাই রাখে প্রভুর প্রাণ।
Previously, when Srimati Radharani felt the pangs of separation from Krishna, her constant companion Lalita kept her alive by helping her in many ways. Similarly, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt Radharani's emotions, Swarup Damodar Goswami helped him maintain his life.
Since Lord Chaitanya is Krishna with the heart of Radharani,
Since Lord Chaitanya is Krishna with the heart of Radharani,
so he was experiencing separation from Krishna that Radharani felt.
he was experiencing separation from Krishna that Radharani felt.
And no moments so Damodar Goswami, like Lalita, would help Lord Chaitanya.
So Damodar Goswami would help Lord Chaitanya,
Lalita.
like Lalita
At that moment.
at that moment. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila 6.11.
উভেই প্রভুর পরম শ্রেষ্ঠ অন্তরঙ্গ, এই দুই জনার সৌভাগ্য কখনো না যায়। প্রভুর অন্তরঙ্গ বলি যারে লোকে গায়।
To describe the fortunate position of Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar Goswami is extremely difficult. They were renowned as intimately confidential friends of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Ramananda Rai and Sri Damodar Goswami are helping Lord Chaitanya experience these internal pastimes.
Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar Goswami were helping Lord Chaitanya experience these internal pastimes
And survive the intense emotions.
the intense emotions. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya-lila 6.12.
প্রভু সহ রঘুনাথ মিলন বৃত্তান্ত বর্ণন। এই মত বিহারে গৌর লইয়া ভক্তগণ রঘুনাথ মিলন এবে শোনো ভক্তগণ।
The Lord thus enjoyed his life with his devotees. O devotees of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, now hear how Raghunath Das Goswami met the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya-lila 6.13.
পূর্বে কানাইয়ের নাথশালা হইতে পুরী প্রত্যাবর্তন পথে শান্তিপুরে প্রভুর রঘুনাথকে শিক্ষা। পূর্বে শান্তিপুরে রঘুনাথ যবে আইলা মহাপ্রভু কৃপা করি তারে শিখাইলা।
When Raghunath Das, during his family life, went to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Shantipur, the Lord gave him worthy instructions by his causeless mercy. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila 6.14.
প্রভু শিক্ষা মতে রঘুর গৃহে যুক্ত বৈরাগ্য আচরণ ভার্যে বিষয়ী সদৃশ ও অন্তরে নির্বিষয় নিষ্কিঞ্চন ও কৃষ্ণার্থে অখিল চেষ্টাযুক্ত। প্রভুর শিক্ষাতে দেহ নিজ ঘরে যায় মর্কট বৈরাগ্য সারি হইলা বিষয়ী প্রায়।
Instead of becoming a so-called renunciant, Raghunath Das, following the instructions of the Lord, returned home and played exactly like a pounds and shillings man.
Lord Chaitanya had instructed Raghunath Das to externally act like a pound shilling man.
Lord Chaitanya had instructed Raghunath Das to externally act like a pounds and shillings man.
In heart, keep all his Krishna present, like a married lady keeps the paramour in her heart.
But internally, keep his heart, Krishna always present, like a paramour.
Like a married lady who keeps a paramour in her heart.
Like a married lady keeps a paramour in his heart, her heart. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya-lila 6.15.
ভিতরে বৈরাগ্য বাহিরে করে সর্বকর্ম দেখিয়া তো মাতা পিতার আনন্দিত মন।
Raghunath Das was inwardly completely renounced, even in family life, but he did not express his renunciation externally. Instead, he acted just like an ordinary businessman. Seeing this, his father and mother were satisfied.
So, Lord Chaitanya said not to be a false invention.
So Lord Chaitanya said not to be a Falgu Vairagya or a false renunciant,
To keep his mind on Krishna internally
to keep his
renounced,
to keep his mind on Krishna internally, being renounced,
and externally act like a householder.
and externally act like a householder. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila 6.16.
মথুরা হইতে আগত প্রভুর সঙ্গ গ্রহণে উদ্যোগ। মথুরা হইতে প্রভু আইলা, বার্তা যবে পাইলা, প্রভু পাশ চলিবারে উদ্যোগ করিলা।
When he received a message that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had returned from Mathura city, Raghunath Das endeavored to go to the lotus feet of the Lord.
Raghunath Das was trying to get Lord Chaitanya's association.
Raghunath Das was trying to get Lord Chaitanya's association. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila 6.17.
সপ্তগ্রামের মুসলিম চৌধুরী নবাবের উজিরের সাহায্যে সপ্তগ্রাম অধিকার। হেনকালে মুলুকের শ্লেষ্য অধিকারী, সপ্তগ্রাম মুলুকের সে হয় চৌধুরী।
At that time, there was a Muslim official collecting the taxes of Saptagram. Purport. Formerly, when the Muslim government was in power, the person appointed tax collector would collect the taxes of the local zamindars or landholders. He would keep 1/4 of the collection for himself as a profit, and the balance he would deliver to the treasury of the government.
This was a system being followed.
This was the system being followed.
And as a result, this Chaudhary, he knew how much tax was supposed to do.
And as a result, this Chaudhary, he knew how much tax was supposed to be given. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila 6.18.
হিরণ্যদাস মুলুক নিল মকররি করিয়া, তার অধিকার গেল মরে সে দেখিয়া।
When Hiranya Das, Raghunath Das's uncle, made an agreement with the government to collect taxes, the Muslim Chaudhary or tax collector, having lost his position, became extremely envious of him. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila 6.19.
বারো লক্ষ দেয় রাজায় সাধে 20 লক্ষ, সেতুরু কিছু না পাইয়া হইল প্রতিপক্ষ।
Hiranyadas was collecting 2 lakh coins,
20 lakhs.
20 lakhs
2
coins,
million. Totally.
and therefore should have delivered 15 lakhs to the government. Instead, he was giving only 12 lakhs, thus making an extra profit of 3 lakhs coins. Seeing this, the Muslim Chaudhary, who was a Turk, became his rival.
So the Muslim Chaudhary, he became envious because he had them.
So the Muslim Chaudhary, he became envious
Because he no longer making any money.
because he was no longer making any money.
When he saw that the king was being deprived of 300,000
When he saw that the king was being deprived of 300,000,
he thought that he would take the advantage and arrest Father Agawal.
he thought he would take the advantage and arrest
Uncle of
Father Agawal Raghunath Das.
father uncle of Raghunath Das. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila 6.20.
just last.
হিরণ্য গোবর্ধনের পলায়ন ও রঘুনাথের বন্ধন। রাজগরে কৈফিয়ত দিয়া উজিরে আনিল, সে পলাইল রঘুনাথের বান্দিল।
After sending a confidential account to the government's treasury, the Chaudhary brought the minister in charge. The Chaudhary came wanting to arrest Hiranyadas, but Hiranyadas had left home. Therefore, the Chaudhary arrested Raghunath Das.
So Raghunath Das came out his order of Lord Chaitanya.
So Raghunath Das, carrying out the order of Lord Chaitanya,
He ended up being arrested.
he ended up being arrested. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila 6.21.
রঘুনাথের প্রতি মুসলিম চৌধুরীর ভয় প্রদর্শন। প্রতিদিন রঘুনাথে করয়ে ভৎসনা, বাপ জেঠারে আনো নহে পাইবে যাতনা।
Every day, the Muslim would chastise Raghunath Das and tell him, "Bring your father and his elder brother, otherwise you will be punished."
While the Chaudhary was threatening Raghunath Das.
So the Muslim Chaudhary was threatening Raghunath Das. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila 6.22.
রঘুনাথের মুখ দর্শনে স্নেহার্দ্র চিত্তে প্রত্যাবর্তন। মারিতে আসিয়া যদি দেখে রঘুনাথে, মন ফিরি যায় তবে না পারে মারিতে।
The Chaudhary wanted to beat him, but as soon as he saw Raghunath Das's face, his mind changed and he could not beat him. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila 6.23.
ভাজ্যে রোষ অন্তরে শঙ্কা, বিশেষে কায়স্থ বুদ্ধে অন্তরে করে ডর। মুখে তর্জে গজে মারিতে সভয় অন্তর।
Indeed, the Chaudhary was afraid of Raghunath Das because Raghunath Das belonged to the Kayasta community. Although the Chaudhary would chastise him with oral vibrations, he was afraid to beat him. Purport: Raghunath Das belonged to a very aristocratic family of the Kayasta community. He had substantial influence with the local people, and therefore the Chaudhary or minister was afraid to beat him. Superficially, he would chastise Raghunath Das with threatening vibrations, but he did not beat him. The members of the Kayasta community in India are generally very intelligent and expert in business management. Formerly, they were mostly government officers. They were mentioned even by Yajnavalkya, as quoted by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his Amrita Prabhava Bhashya. Translation. From this verse, it appears that the governmental officials of the Kayasta community would sometimes chastise the citizens, and thus it was the duty of the king to protect the people in general from the atrocities of the Kayastas. In Bengal, the Kayastha community is honored almost as much as the Brahmana community. But in the upcountry of India, the Kayasthas are considered Sudras because they generally eat meat and drink wine. In any case, from history, the Kayasthas appear very intelligent. Thus, the Muslim Chaudhry was afraid of Raghunath Das because he belonged to the Kayastha community.
So he was afraid to beat Raghunath Das.
So the Chaudhry was afraid to beat Raghunath Das.
As Raghunath Das might take vengeance on Chaudhry.
Because Raghunath Das and his community may take vengeance on the Chaudhry.
So
There's an aspirin is there. He's from New Jersey.
threatened Raghunath Das, but did not beat him.
So he threatened Raghunath Das, but he did not beat him. Thus ends the chapter entitled Muslim Chaudhry Arrests Raghunath Das and chastises him with oral vibrations under the section The Meeting of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Raghunath Das Goswami.
Thank you for watching our videos. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.